Yeah, I think I need to clarify a couple of things because I was went back and listened to the video I made or whatever yesterday, and that video. I did that video. I was talking specifically to black people in that video. So, and I know sometimes in listening to that video, I know, like, I could come off as being anti-white or being, overly pro-black and all of that kind of shit. And that's not me. So I'm an equal opportunity shit talker. Okay. So that just happened to be a video that I was addressing a specific group of people. So now this video is for my white people. Because I don't want nobody thinking, oh, Van, he don't like white people. Man, I love y'all. We a lot alike. I got a lot of white friends. Me and Troy been friends for a long time on Facebook, man. We see eye to eye on a lot of different stuff. He done defended me. I done defended him. If he ever in trouble, I come down there where he at to Texas to come help him out if I can. You know what I mean? So I just want, I guess this is kind of, just clarifying my position or whatever. And I think I'm going to start doing more of these videos because people always asking me to do these videos and talk about certain topics. And a lot of the topics that I talk about I'm addressing them specifically to black people, black men, black women, black children. But, sometimes, actually, this is the first video I ever done specifically talking to the white people. Okay. And, again, I don't know where this is going. I mean, I just talk shit. That's what I do. I wrote a book a couple years ago called Mi Dos Centimos, my 2 cents in Spanish or whatever. And it's just my opinion, but I feel like my opinion is a lot more common than mainstream America. Let me call it. I always say they. And when I say they, I'm talking about mainstream America. And that doesn't necessarily speak to everybody. Everybody's not in that mainstream culture or doesn't have the same perspective as what's going on with mainstream America. Again, most of us are just working class people. And that's where we're at. Both white, black, Hispanic, Jamaican, Haitian, Korean, Puerto Rican, you name it. Okay? Working class people are a lot alike. That's what I found out. I got a lot of white friends. I got white family members. Okay? Real talk. Okay, my grandmother was Irish. Okay, so and I don't really point that out and whatever that much. It's not that big a deal. That's who raised me though. So I'm a multicultural person. I live in the South. I'm from the Northeast. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I'm from the hood, as quote unquote, as it's called or whatever. It don't mean what it used to mean. Everybody wants to pretend to be hood nowadays or whatever, but that's another conversation. But we are a lot alike. We are a lot alike. So when I say they, and I'm talking about when I use the term, generally white people, that don't mean every white person in the world thinks that way or I'm against y'all some kind of way. I'm talking about the mainstream people. Mainly, I'm talking about these crazy liberals that we see on TV all the time. Okay, because they like to put a certain perspective out, and they try to push that narrative like that's how everybody thinks. And it comes to mind. I remember Dave Chappelle did the Saturday Night Live, and right after the election or whatever, when Hillary lost, and him and Chris Rock was doing the skit or whatever. I don't know if y'all saw it, but if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It was the funniest thing ever. But they would, I remember the two little white girls was on the couch or whatever in the skit, and they were saying, "Oh, I can't believe Hillary lost. Why? Why y'all motherfuckers don't believe that? Why? Cat Williams told y'all we didn't like Hillary. We liked her husband. She just thought she was going to inherit the black vote or the minority vote or the working class vote because we rode with Bill Clinton. We ain't fuck with Hillary, okay? I can't stand Hillary." And what's funny to me is all of the polls, the pre-election polls, I remember during the early on in the election cycle when Bernie was still running, a couple other people were running, they were doing head-to-head competitions with the polls to see who could actually beat Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders was one of them. I think Elizabeth Warren was another one. And everybody else was losing to Donald Trump, including Hillary Clinton. So why when they put Hillary Clinton up and she loses, are they surprised? And now they're trying to push this whole Russian thing. Oh, well, if the Russians didn't meddle in the election, then Hillary probably would have won. That may be true. That may not be true. But what I do know is the polls said she was going to lose, and she lost, regardless of the Russians meddled in the election or not. I don't agree with the Russians meddling. I think that's fucked up. But we put the wrong candidate up to begin with. We should have ran Bernie Sanders. That's who we should have went with. But them Clintons, they powerful. They in that, they rolling those, like I was talking to Brer earlier, the plutocrats, okay? Those ultra uber wealthy people, the 1% of the 1% that pulling the strings and controlling everything in the American society and much of the world. Those are the people who wanted Hillary to run. Okay? And they knocked out Bernie Sanders. Okay? Y'all better peep the game. Everybody knew Hillary couldn't win. And why? Why did y'all like Hillary? She ain't never did shit for nobody but herself. What has she ever done but ride the coattails of her husband? What has she done? Hell, she had one job to do was take care of Bill, and she couldn't do that. That's how Monica slipped in the door. But hey, we ain't gonna talk about that. But her nasty ass, she got up on TV back in the 90s and said, oh, all these black boys, they're super predators. She was the one that came out with that term. That wasn't Republicans. That wasn't some conservative from South Carolina or Alabama. That was Hillary motherfucking Clinton who said that shit. I'll never forget it. So she will never get my vote. She can kiss my ass. Okay, and most black people feel that way. Except, again, they wanted to put that out there because she had a group of, supposedly quote-unquote educated black women who was supporting her. So they tried to make it seem like, oh, all black people rode with Hillary. No, the fuck we didn't. That's why she didn't get elected. Cat Williams told y'all that shit. We fuck with your husband, bitch, not you. That's what Cat Williams said. But we gotta start talking to each other so we know what's going on, man. We don't talk to each other so we don't know. We don't know what y'all think and how y'all feel. I got a couple of white friends. Again, I talk to y'all. And I give it to y'all just like I'm giving it to you right now. This is how I talk. This is who I am. I don't bite my tongue. I don't change my perspective for nobody. Okay? I've been doing this too damn long. Okay? You either like it or you don't. But if you're going to be my friend as a white person, we should be able to talk to each other honestly and openly. And whether you agree, somebody posted a comment on my other video earlier or on the group and was like, hey, you know what? I agree with 75% of what you said, man. I love that shit. 75%, bro. Yo, that's love. Like I told him, I got family members who don't agree with nothing I say. So to get somebody who doesn't know me to agree with 75% of the shit I just said, and I wasn't even talking to him. I was talking to black people. I was one talking to him. I love that. And we'll find out again if we talk more. That's what the hell is going to happen. Y'all got to apologize. I'm outside. I talk loud. My kids is in there and trying to sleep. That's why I'm always outside doing these videos, because I talk loud and I don't like hearing my voice echo and all of that. So, and I was out here doing something with the grill. So, sidebar conversation, excuse me. But we got to stop letting people tell us stupid shit, especially when we watching this shit happen ourselves. We watching this shit happen. Like I talked to y'all about that other video about O.J. Simpson. I watched every day of that case. It was a trial of the century. If you go back and watch the videos, it was no doubt that O.J. was going to get off because the prosecution was a joke. I remember they brought the dog walker up on TV. Oh, yeah, and I my dog was barking and I heard this and I heard that, and the defense got in their turn. Not only did they had 5 dog walkers from that same neighborhood. None of those people even seen the other dog walker. They didn't even know her. Their dogs didn't hear her dog barking. It was crazy. The prosecution pulled up the man that got on that damn plane with OJ. They interviewed everybody. Okay? They interviewed the baggage, the man the boy who took his bags at the airport. They interviewed the man that was sitting next to him on the plane. The man said to the prosecution, to Marsha Darby, or whatever the hell her damn name was, I can't remember. They said to her, Hey man, I remember looking at his hands. He didn't have any cuts on his hands. And then she got offended, like, well, how did you know that? Because she's not a sports fan and she didn't understand what the guy was saying. The guy was like, yo, I'm a sports fan. I'm looking at this man's hands because I want to see if he got a championship ring on his hands. Because this is OJ Simpson. She didn't get that. That shit destroyed her ass. She looked like a fool asking that man that question. Lawyers aren't supposed to ask questions they don't know answers to already. But she did it every day and looked like a damn fool. They tried to make it seem like OJ was a damn ninja. I remember they pulled up OJ Simpson's pipes from his bedroom to the middle of his damn street and didn't find a drop of blood. So if he was covered in blood, like everybody agreed he would be, how the hell did he get all of the blood off of him? And there was no blood in his house, nowhere, and they pulled up his pipes. There was no blood, there was no bleach, there was no cleanser, nothing. It was just water and soap in them damn pipes. They pulled them up all the way to the middle of the damn street out there in Brentwood, California, wherever the hell it was. I watched every day of that case. The prosecution was a joke. Okay? Forget that it was a black man, okay? Let's be Americans for a time. When they take you to trial for murder, they gotta have 2 or 3 things. A body, they had the body, a motive, and a weapon. Okay, all they had was the body. They didn't have no motive. They tried to say, oh, OJ Simpson was jealous and Nicole Simpson was fucking all of these men, and she been doing that. She was a hoe. Everybody do that. That's why the damn cop was trying to get in her pants. That's why the guy from the restaurant, what restaurant have you ever been to? If you leave something, somebody brings it to your house the same night. That shit don't happen. He was trying to get some damn ass. Let's be real about it. That's who she was. OJ Simpson had seen that woman have sex with other men while they were married. Why would he be jealous of that now where it threw him into a rage? Come on, y'all. Use common sense. None of that made any sense. But we watch stuff like that on TV and we act like we don't know what was happening. And we want people, what do they call it? We just saw it recently with the Starbucks thing, with the black guys in Philly, and the white lady who actually did the video. She did a blog or something, and she was like, people was questioning her. She was like, I seen the shit firsthand. I was there, couldn't believe it. And they were trying to question her. Well, maybe you missed something, and maybe there was something that happened that you didn't see that led to that. She's like, no, motherfucker, I saw what happened. That shit was fucked up. It's called implicit bias. You're choosing to ignore what you got going on or what you're seeing because it's forcing you to redefine what you already believe. Racism, as we call it, is really prejudice and bigotry. Racism is an economic term. So let's stop making everything racist, okay? Let me explain what I mean, okay? Prejudice is somebody saying, oh, well, black people sure like chicken, don't they? That's you being prejudiced towards black people. That's you being a bigot. Racism is using your money, your wealth, your power, your resources to make it so black people can only buy chicken. That's the difference between racism and prejudice. Okay? Don't let people tell you racism saying, oh, I don't like black people, or I don't like white people. That ain't you being racist. That's you being prejudiced. We all got prejudices. We're all bigots to some degree. Hell, I got prejudices towards black people. Black people get on my damn nerves. That's why I make these videos. Because I wish they wake the fuck up, but they don't listen to me. Okay? But that's another conversation. I can tell I got a lot of shit to say about black people that I got problems with them. Okay? So I don't want nobody thinking, oh, V, he only talk shit about white people and Mexicans. Hey, I got friends that's Mexicans. My nephew is half Mexican. Okay? My brother is married to a Mexican. Okay? I mean, really, let's be real. That means my nieces and nephews, they got 3 kids. My nieces and nephews are biracial. They have Mexican. So I don't hate them. I'm biracial. Let's be real. I just happen to be dark than a motherfucker. But hell, if I show you a picture of my mama, you be like, damn, nigga, where'd you come from? If I show you a picture of my grandmother, you really be like, whoa. Okay, because she could pass for a white woman. But that's not what racism is. Racism is economics. And that's why they do the things they do. The plutocrats, as I'm coming back to them, the plutocrats, they controlling all these strings and they're controlling the media because they want us separated because it's about money. It's about money. I remember a good friend of mine, white guy, his name is John Newton. He's a realtor. Very good friend of mine. Known him about 10 years. And I remember during the Trayvon Martin trial, he said to me, I made a post about encouraging black people to arm themselves, to participate in the Second Amendment. That's what we should do as citizens. And I say it all the time. I've been saying it for years. If you want to control the system, you got to participate in the system. So arm yourselves. Because black people as slaves, what you weren't allowed to do was you weren't allowed to own arms, firearms, any kind of weapon. You weren't allowed to read. And you weren't allowed to vote. What do black people still do? They don't own weapons. They don't read. Okay? Unless it's for entertainment reasons. And they don't vote. They still acting like a slave. Why? That's stupid. White people, tell your damn black friends to start participating. But anyway, I told him, and he got offended. He said, well, Van, it sounds like you're saying, to black people that they need to go start shooting white people. I said, no, John, that's not what I'm saying, brother. Here's what I said to him. I said, John, you are married to a black woman. That means your children are black children. Your son is a black man. He ain't a white man. He's a black man. He's mixed. Okay? He's going to be considered in society's eyes a black man. If something happens to your son, this is me talking to him. If something happens to your son and somebody shoots your son, which friend do you want? You want me to come? Or you want one of these fools that's out here, we going to pray for you and all of that. No, you're going to call me because I got the damn guns and I'm coming because you're my friend. That's the difference. That's what I'm saying. I'm that friend. So if you get in a bind as my white friend and, hey, man, something done jumped off, Van. I need you to come on down here, man, so help me out or just support me. I'm there. Hey, Troy, brother, love you to death. Something happened. You got him. You can call me. I'm coming. That's real talk, especially when it's involving the kids. You call me and say, hey, man, listen, man, I see you on TV. Somebody done shot your son. You ain't even got to call me for that. I'm on my way. That's me. I'm not going to be one of them parents. I saw it again with the Trayvon Martin shit with the parents, Trayvon Martin's mom and dad, they up on TV and pray for us and this and that. No, fuck that. You ain't going to see me on TV. Let somebody kill one of my kids. See what happens. Okay? See what happens. I'm a different kind of animal. Okay, believe me, I'm coming with the guns. There's no way George Zimmerman, and keep in mind, the father still lived in the same neighborhood as George Zimmerman while all of that shit was going on. There is no way George Zimmerman would have been able to go home. I'd have been sitting on his damn doorstep every damn day. Matter of fact, no, I couldn't sit on his doorstep. I'd have been sitting in front of his house on the curb. Okay, because we live in the same neighborhood. They can't stop me from doing that. Okay, if I go on his property, then I'm at fault. But if I'm in front of his house or sitting across the street, there ain't nothing they can do. I've been waiting on him every damn day. There's no way he would have made it to trial, shooting my son. Okay, and that's what that man did. He hunted that damn boy down and shot him. Don't let nobody tell you differently. And hey, I was talking shit back then. I told y'all what happened. They said, well, the boy must have hit him because how did George Zimmerman's nose get broke? Well, anybody know anything about weapons knows there's a thing called recoil, okay? And if you're holding a cheap-ass little pistol in front of your face like George Zimmerman was doing, okay, when he was grabbing the boy's sweatshirt, because that was the only DNA that they found was George Zimmerman's DNA on him. The boy's, Trayvon Martin's DNA was never found on George Zimmerman. So he was grabbing the boy's hoodie and he was holding that pistol up close and he fired that pistol because he was a little punk ass and he didn't know how to fire a pistol and that pistol popped him back in the damn nose. That's how his nose got broke. Anybody who shoot guns know about recoil, and that's what's going to happen. That's why when you fire a weapon, you have your arms extended and you have both hands on the gun so you can catch the recoil. Okay? But y'all let all them liberals get on TV and give all of the theories, and it was stupid. It was stupid. Nobody brought up the recoil. I was in a group or something like similar to this, not on Facebook, but another site, and we were talking about it every day. And we were like, why is nobody mentioning the recoil of the gun? That's how his nose got broke. And then If you go back and look at the videos and the pictures that he took of the crime scene of his house, of that man's house, there was a bloody handprint on the garage. Now, if you listen to George Zimmerman's story, he never went in the front of the man's house. So how did that bloody handprint get there? See, it was a lot of stuff that was going on that nobody was paying attention because y'all too busy watching the TV and letting the TV tell y'all, oh, this boy, first of all, they tried to say he was 6'4". That was the thing they told. He was a big boy. The boy was like 5'10", 5'11". He was a skinny, he was tall, but he was a skinny kid. Okay? He wasn't strong enough to be fighting no 200-pound man. No way. Now, maybe my son could have did that. My son is 5'8" and about 250 pounds, okay? My son is built like a damn linebacker, okay? My son, it would have been a different story. I understand that because they physically, actually, my son was probably stronger than George Zimmerman. So it would have been a tussle. But a 140-pound kid, he's skinny. He hunted that boy down and shot him. That's what it was. And he was a menace and he was a bully. But there's no way, my point is, there's no way that as a father, I would let that man go home. The police would have had to been watched. They would have had to keep me under surveillance every damn day. I'm telling you, I would have walked around the corner to his house and been sitting on the front of his curb every damn day. But they know who to kill. Those types, when they want to commit those kind of killings, these cops and people like Zimmerman, when they kill these black kids, they know which ones to kill. Okay? They know which ones to kill. They ain't gonna mess with mine. Cause then they got to deal with me, and they damn sure don't want to deal with one like me. Okay? But but we don't talk about that kind of stuff, or we don't be honest about it. You know who to fuck with and who not to fuck with. You got people at your job or whatever. It's a guy that, hey man, that guy look tough, man. I ain't gonna mess with him. White, black, or other. It don't matter. I'm not even making it a black issue. White, black, or other. There's some people you just don't fuck with. And there's some people that they look soft or they look like you can intimidate them and you fuck with them. I mean, we act like this don't happen. I'll give you an example. I was working at a call center and I was a trainer. And I'm not going to say the name of the company. I'm not going to get into all of that. But I was a trainer. And some little racial incident had jumped off where the white guy had said something to a black guy. And the black guy got offended, and they tried to make it a racial thing, and then the guy, I knew him for a couple years, and he came to me later on and said, "Well, Van, did you think what I said was racist, or you think I was being a bigot or whatever?" He said to me. I said, "Look, man, here's my response to you. You knew what you were saying and you knew who you could say it to. There's a reason you never said no shit like that to me. Now we cool. And we're cool because of that reason. But damn well had you said something to me like that, I don't care where we was at, I'd have punched you in your damn face. Because I'm a grown man. Okay? And again, grown men don't speak to each other. Again, white, black, or other. We don't speak to each other disrespectfully. You chose to speak to that man disrespectfully. Why you did it, I have no idea. I don't know. I wasn't there. You could have did it because he was white. You could have did it because the dude was a punk. I don't know. Or you just wasn't intimidated by him. But there's a reason you never said no shit like that to me. And he understood what I was saying. He was like, you're right. I was like, so go apologize to the man. Say, hey, man, look, I shouldn't have said the shit and keep it moving. But understand, don't ever talk to me like that because we're going to have a problem. But that's the kind of thing I'm saying, and we don't talk honestly and frankly to each other. My bad. We don't talk honestly to each other. Oh, I appreciate it. I didn't even know nobody was watching me. Jeffrey, that's what's up, man. Exactly. You got to participate in the system. That's what the Constitution is about. And I love the Constitution. I'm a student of history and the Constitution. I love it. Okay? But you got to participate in it if you want it to work for you. That's it. I said that on the other video. You can't control people with guns if you ain't got no guns. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. So, again, we don't have a gun control problem. I just don't agree with that. And again, I'm supposed to be a liberal black man. Remember, here I am telling you the truth. Okay, black people most black people don't own guns. They don't never fired a gun, never saw a gun. I've had a concealed weapon permit since I was 18 years old. Okay, I'm a lifelong member of the NRA. I don't tell people that, but I am, because I participate in the system. And I'm not trying to, you got all of these, especially down there in Texas, you got all of them so-called militant black groups and all that nonsense. For a lack of a better way of saying it, fuck them niggas, okay? For a lack of a better way of saying it. I know that's not politically correct, but that's how I feel about it. That's not what I'm advocating. I'm advocating you as a homeowner, you as an individual, you as a taxpayer, take care of your yard. And then everything else will fall into place. That's what I'm about. I ain't telling black people to go out here and join groups and let's be marching on city halls and, trying to reinvent the Black Panthers and all that nonsense they seen on TV or read in the history book. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying take care of your own people. Take care of your household, and your neighbor take care of his household, and y'all can live together. Y'all good. You ain't got no problems. I remember this guy one time. He had two daughters. We were living in an apartment, and he had two daughters. And these daughters, they were bad, man. And the little daughters, they like messing with my son. I don't know why they like messing with my son. My son is a big boy. He bigger than me. He's 250 pounds, and he been that way for a little while. But anyway, the little girls is messing with my son, on a school bus. And the girl smacked my son or went to hit him or something. My son yoked her up. He jacked her up. So the dude, I think he was a stepfather. I'm not sure. He's supposed to be some tough guy, just got out of jail and all of that. Man, look, don't none of that shit matter to me. Again, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I'm from the bricks, baby. I'm from the hood. That play gangster shit don't matter to me. And that's exactly what I talked to him. He come to me and say, "Oh, I don't appreciate your son putting his hands on my daughter." Well, tell your daughter to keep her goddamn hands to herself. Oh, well, man, if it happens again, we're going to have a problem. Hey, man, we got a problem right fucking now. I said, all of that tough guy wanted because you was in county jail, that don't matter to me none. Tell your kids to keep their hands to themselves. And we won't have no problem. But my kids got a right to defend themselves. And I tell my boys, and I got 2 boys and 2 girls. Hey, my daughters will whoop boys' asses, and my sons will whoop a girl's ass, okay? If my grandmother always said, hey, if she stepped to you like a man, then treat her like one. Okay, and that was my grandmother. She's from South Carolina. And that's how I raise my kids. Don't put your hands on my kids if you don't want no problems. Period. That's the end of it. But you got people, again, like I said, they want to try to be tough guys. And, again, social media and the internet done everybody's hood now. Everybody's, street and tough and all of that. Again, I grew up in that. I grew up with, you had to put razors in your mouth to go to the school or walk down the street. I grew up in that shit. So what these kids is doing now, because they seen a YouTube video and everybody want to be a tough guy, it don't impress me at all. Again, I'm outside. I'm in the hood right now. I'm outside. I'm talking shit outside. I talk loud. I don't give a fuck who hear me. They ain't gonna do nothing. So it's whatever. But getting back to it, the point of this video, again, it's kind of introduction, me introducing myself to white people, because a lot of people don't know me. And I may come off as offensive, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I want to have dialogue, and let's be open and let's be real. Because, again, I got white friends in real life. We talk to each other, we deal, and I love my white friends. I go to bat for them just like the black ones. And there's black people I don't give a fuck about. I mean, that's just reality. I got family members I don't give a fuck about. And I care more for my white friends than I do my family members. I mean, that's just life. But we should be able to communicate and talk to each other and find common ground. Are we going to agree 100% on everything? No, we done live 2 different lives. I'm a black man. I'm black as shit. Okay? My life is different. But it ain't that different. That's my point. We all go to work today. We put our britches on, as my grandfather would say. We put our britches on the same damn way. So we should be able to have commonality and find common ground. And I think that's what's going on in Congress. That's the problem. Everybody wants to agree on everything all the time, and they can't, and it don't happen. So they rather not go to work and not do no work. Let's find something that we agree on. Okay. Let's find something that we agree on. And again, I'm telling you, white friends, you need your black friends. Okay. And black friends, black people, you need some white people in your life to help straighten your shit out too. Because sometimes y'all get off the hook. You need some white people to say, hey, man, listen, that's not the way to go, guy. Whatever, however they talk to you. White people, you need to get you some black friends again, like I said. So y'all can, we can all have the same perspective. If you surround yourself with only white people who are like you, guess what? That's all you're going to think like. If you surround yourself by black people who only think like you, that's what you're going to think like. So we got to start mixing it together and coming to some common ground. And finding out, if we don't talk, we don't know what we agree on. Again, we all working the same jobs. We doing the same work. We all struggling to pay our bills, and pay these taxes and raise our kids and put groceries on the table. Let's talk about that shit. Let's talk about that shit. And stop talking about shit that don't matter and abortion and, oh, you're pro-choice and you're pro-life. Look, I don't give a fuck what you are. That ain't none of my business. I know what I am, but what I am ain't got nothing to do with you. Again, I got 4 kids. I don't believe in abortions. But, hey, I can't tell you because it's good for me, it ain't good for you. Or you should think like me. My life is different. But let's not focus on that issue. Excuse me. Let's not focus on that issue. Let's focus on the shit that we do agree with, that we do agree on. Let's focus on that. Again, I'm ex-military. I'm ex-Navy. I served my country. I did what I was supposed to do. Me and Bree was talking today earlier. She made a comment like, oh, when I said fuck Ben Carson don't represent black people. At all. He's not lived the regular working American's life. Working whites and working blacks are more alike than anybody. Because we going through the same shit. But that ain't Ben Carson. That motherfucker's crazy. He's probably a brilliant doctor. Okay, if I need some medical attention, yeah, I'd like to talk to him. But as far as making some policies that affect other people, no, I don't want to hear shit he got to say. Okay? He crazy as shit. Okay? He crazy. But we put these politicians up because they have some education. Education doesn't make you smarter. It only gives you more reasons to justify your ignorance. So, in other words, most people believe what they want to believe before they even go to college. So they get to college, they're not changing their thoughts. They're just finding more reasons to articulate why they already believe what they believed. So why are we voting people in office based on their education and their privilege? Look at the people who are in office. They all come from a privileged background. But yet we want them to make decisions that affect working class people. They was never working class. They're millionaires. They don't know shit about going to work. I remember doing the Mitt Romney election when he was trying to get him elected. Him and his wife came out with that story. They was eating spam. Mitt Romney is a 3rd generation millionaire. His wife ain't never ate no damn spam. Hell, I ain't never ate no spam. What the fuck is she talking about? But that was her trying to relate to everyday Americans. She think everyday Americans eat spam? That's her impression of America. That's how you relate to me? She could have said a cheeseburger. It was a whole lot of shit she could have said better than damn spam. Who the fuck eats spam? I mean, really? I mean, you unbelievable. She could have said barbecue, some ribs, a steak or something. I mean, damn, she said spam. That was how she interpreted regular working Americans. Okay, she could have said oodles and noodles, some ramen noodles. I know we all eat that, okay? Because we all working class people. We all done been broken. You needed them noodles some damn days. White, black, or other. Don't act like y'all ain't eat no noodles. Troy probably putting some damn hot sauce in some noodles right now. But my point is we want to elect these people who don't represent us. And it's crazy. We got to stop doing that. And stop listening to the nonsense that they get on TV and say. It ain't just Fox News is crazy. CNN, MSNBC, they all crazy. Fox News is really out there. I mean, but, that's another conversation too. But hell, I done seen some moments of brilliance on Fox News where they done told the truth and the other networks didn't even want to touch it. Because I remember when, I don't know if it was Sean Hannity. I think it was Sean Hannity, which I ain't a Sean Hannity fan. I just happened to catch that episode where he was talking about immigration, and he brought out the numbers on him and said, hey, immigration ain't been good for black men. It ain't been good for black children. That's the truth. That's what the numbers say. So they talk about unemployment and all that bullshit. They want to put that up. Fuck unemployment. Unemployment is at its lowest, but you ain't making no money. Yeah, so they hiring you, but they don't want to pay you. So how does my generation, which is Generation X, make less money than my grandfather's generation when I'm more educated, I'm more productive as a worker? I'm a more educated worker and a more productive worker. My grandfather went to work for AT&T for 40 years. The only thing he had to do was go to work, worked on the assembly line in at Bell Laboratories in Murray Hill, New Jersey. Okay? He pulled a lever. He made microchips. He pressed the lever to press down the microchips. That's all my grandfather did. But he was considered middle class. But they've gotten rid of middle class, so we don't have. That's why I don't use that term. If you're making $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, you are not middle class. You're upper class. Regular working people ain't making money like that. Not everywhere. In most states they aren't. There may be a few states that you are, but in most states you ain't making that kind of money. But again, we gotta stop letting people tell us that. But my grandfather's generation, he bought houses. He was able to raise his 5 kids plus 2 of his grandkids, which I'm one of, send us all to college. Hell, I'm struggling to do that shit. And again, I'm a better worker. I have had better jobs. I've had management jobs. I work for Fortune 500 companies. My grandfather doesn't have my skill set, so why can't I make the money that he made 40 years ago? 40 years ago. My grandfather dead and gone. But why can't I make the money he made? Because again, so that's why unemployment doesn't matter. Because they don't want to pay you no money. And these right-to-work states, that shit is crazy. Right-to-work states is basically they can fire you for any reason. So they don't fire. They don't tell you the real reason they're firing you. They'll make up some shit on you. But the law says, hell, you can wear a blue shirt. They can fire you because your shirt is blue. They're not going to do that because then you get unemployment. So they'll make up reasons. Oh, he was late 10 times, 1 minute, and all that kind of bullshit. Whatever. Or he violated some obscure policy or whatever. I know the game. I've seen it. That's what goes on in the right to work states. That affects us, black and white. We need to get rid of that shit because it ain't helping us. As working class Americans, we sinking. And to me, working class Americans are the same. Black and white, we the same. We go through the same exact shit. My neighbor right across the street with them lights on behind me, they white people. That's a white lady. Okay? Guess what? Ain't nobody fucking with her. She's safe as shit out here. Believe me. And we in the hood. Okay? My neighbor next to her, I told y'all about him. The one whose van got broken into, that's a Mexican. The ones on the other side of me, they Dominicans or whatever. I got a black lady live on the other side of me. It's a multicultural neighborhood. Now, because of gentrification, everybody wants to move in here. But historically, this is a black neighborhood. This is the hood. We all the same. We all going through the same shit. We take our trash out every Thursday together. We all cut our grass the same way. So let's stop acting like we different. Let's stop acting like we different, man. And I know I get long-winded and shit on these damn videos, but I mean, some people like the shit. I just try to make sure I say everything so I ain't got to make 10 of these damn videos. I try to get everything in one video. But again, this is for y'all white people, man. I'm talking to y'all. And y'all got to stand up, man. When these rich kids is buying guns, because that's who's buying these guns. It's rich kids. Rich little white boys is buying guns. Ain't no working class kids buying guns. Okay, let's be clear about that. That school shooting in Florida, those was affluent kids. They came from money. Okay? We need to speak to that shit. No, y'all need to get y'all kids together. We over here working. We ain't got time for our kids to be buying guns and shooting up schools. That's rich people problems. Get y'all shit together. Don't be trying to, we need to change the gun laws. No, you need to whoop your kid ass and be a parent. That's what we need to do. I'm sorry, I got quiet. I thought somebody was walking up on me. I gotta keep my street smarts and shit. Stay sharp out here. But anyway, I want y'all this turning into a live Facebook shooting video. I mean, because somebody will get shot out here tonight walking up on me. But my point is, though, is we, in all seriousness, I try to keep it light and joke and everything, but all seriousness, we are a lot alike. Like my man said, 75%. I got people I've known all my life that I don't agree 75% with. That's strong shit. And we could talk about the other 25. Maybe I need to clarify something. Maybe maybe you ain't heard my perspective before. I ain't got no problem. We could pick up the phone. We could video chat, whatever. I'll talk to anybody. We could talk about that shit. Maybe I got some wrong thinking. Maybe you need to put me in perspective. But have your facts together, though. That's all I got to say, because I know my shit. Believe me, I'm a student of history. And I don't say shit randomly. And just because, Van thinks that happened. No, Van did some research. Okay? And I go after whoever. Just like black women, they was talking that shit a few years ago. Black women are the most educated group of people in the country. Get the fuck out of here. That ain't never been true. But here's what they were saying. The reason it was being said is because they was looking at enrollment rates. The enrollment rates for black women had went up during the Obama years. Guess what? They got to go up because they either got to go to school or they got to go to work to get the damn social services benefits, to get Section 8, to get food stamp and get child support. Man, I swear I can't see who is. I'm reading Lee's post right now. Give me a second, y'all. I mean, definitely right. That's the whole point of what I'm saying, Lee. But, but going back to the comment I was just making, I want to make sure I get that point out. They were looking at the numbers, the statistics they were looking at is the enrollment rates at colleges and at universities and colleges. And the black women's rate went higher. They were enrolling at a higher rate. That don't mean you're educated. That just means you were signing up for college. Now, let's go look at the real numbers of who graduated. Okay? Them numbers ain't changed. So don't give me that bullshit, you so educated, this and that bullshit. I got I can do 10 videos on black women. Believe me, I'm not even going to go there right now. And I blame the liberals for a lot of the shit that black women say. Again, it ain't black men thinking. It's liberal black women trying to be like liberal white women with that stupid ass thinking. We're educated. We're this and that. No, you're not. Let's talk about statistics that you are number one in, though. Number one in disease and STDs. And you can't blame that on black men because black men ain't high on that list. Okay? So how do black women have more STD, have such a high degree of sexually transmitted diseases when black men don't? Isn't that interesting? Let's talk about, that's the number one. Let's talk about that statistic. Okay? And then we got into an argument about, we were in an argument, we were talking about child support. And I really don't agree with child support, the system, the way it's set up. Do I believe people are supposed to take care of their kids? Yes, absolutely. Again, I have 4 kids. I take care of my kids, okay? And contrary to belief, most black men do too. If you open your eyes and just look around, you'll see that. But it's this myth that black men don't want to take care of their kids and all of this other bullshit. So when we looked at the argument, we were looking at a check. Somebody posted a paycheck, and the guy was making like $18 an hour. And after it was all said and done, after working 80 hours, which is 2 weeks, he only had like $400 left. How is he surviving? How is he surviving? But here go the black women. That's good for him. He need to do that and blah, 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 blah. I don't wish that on nobody. That's not taking care of a child. That's something else. That you trying to punish that man. But to me, the system is set up unfairly to benefit women, in particular black women. And I'll get into that in another conversation, why that is the case. Okay? Because the plutocrats, they love taking care of the black women. They've been doing that since slavery. Okay? They run hand in hand. And again, I'll give you my thoughts on that. We can have that. That's a whole nother video. We can have that discussion. But just trust me on this video that that's true. And it's always been true. Those are only two groups of people that think they can do what the fuck they want at any time. You go out in any town, in any city at 2 o'clock in the morning, I guarantee you're only going to see two groups of people out. That's black women and white men. You ain't going to see a whole lot of Chinese women out. Maybe in New York. New York is the exception, okay? I ain't talking about LA, New York, Chicago. I'm talking about regular ass towns, okay? Regular America. White men don't let their women just walk around the streets all damn time of night. They don't play that shit. You better have your ass in the house. But black women got that attitude. You can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do what the hell I want to do. I'm going out. They the only ones that think they can do that. And affluent, and when I say them, I'm talking about affluence. The plutocrats, the uber wealthy or the very wealthy, affluent people, they feel they could do whatever they want to at any time. Look at the little boy with the, what was that, the affluenza case where he ran over them people with the car and robbed a Walmart and didn't give a fuck? That little rich kid? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of shit. Okay? That's been going on forever. They always felt like that. But that ain't regular working class white people and black people. Where am I at? I am fucking home. Even though I'm outside, I'm home. Okay, and most of y'all are home or where you supposed to be. You ain't just running the fucking streets. You ain't got time for that. You work. You tired right now. It's the weekend. You trying to rest. But rich people don't give a fuck. They out partying, hanging out in the clubs and all that kind of bullshit. That's young boys and rich people doing shit like that. And people who ain't got nobody to answer to. My wife will whoop my ass if I try to come in here and 3 o'clock in the morning. Where the fuck you been? My kids will look at me like I'm crazy. And that's most people, black or white. You can't just walk up in the house at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. Your kids will look at you like you out your damn mind. I know my kids will. My kids will say something to me, you know, because I raised my kids to be a little bit more vocal than most people do. So my kids will be like, Dad, where you been? My son, that's me doing my son's voice. Yeah, Dad, where you been at? You know, he 18 now, so he got that deep voice and shit. You damn sure talk to me. I came outside a little while ago. He was, what you doing out there? Nick, I'm grown. What the fuck you mean what I'm doing outside? But that's my point. That's regular shit. I'm telling shit that y'all go through. Again, if you white, you know what I'm talking about. My phone is about to die, so I think I'm going to cut this video short because I'm at 2%. I need to go charge this mug up. So let's talk, man. Tell me what y'all want to talk about, man. We'll talk. Holla at your boy. Follow V.